Hello everybody, happy Memorial Day, America. How's everybody doing? Hope everybody's doing all right. I'm doing just fine. What I'm going to do today is something so off the chain, even for me, as I do a lot of research. But, and I think because I'm doing all this research on all these political figures and all that stuff, I think that's why my brain won't shut up when I go to sleep. So what? One of the last things I watched last night before I went to bed was a little bit of when Trump went to Helsinki in season 1 there, and they asked him why he didn't believe any of his Secret Service or anything like that. He said, because I had a very good talk with President Putin, and I asked him about the meddling, and he said, well, it wasn't Russia. And I think I have to side with Putin here. He's very strong in his denial. And he has never said one, not even one, bad thing, not even a little slight, never called him a nickname, nothing. It's been 10 years. And my thinking for that, as a lot of you have said on here as well, that Putin's got something on him. Well, I believe that too. I strongly believe that. There's something that went on when he did that Miss Universe pageant in Moscow. I know in my heart of hearts I can feel that. Oh, Jesus, he did something. He did something there, and there's cameras everywhere and bugs when you go to those places. And I think there's pictures of him doing stuff. So as long as all that stuff's going on, then he can have free reign. Notice he didn't get sanctioned like anybody else and all the rest of the stuff. He didn't get tariffs like everybody else did because Putin owns his ass. However, lately, in all these years, the week before he went to the Middle East, he said, Vladimir, stop it, all caps, about the bombing of Kiev, Odessa, places like that. Vladimir, stop it, and it was in all caps. So, there's that. Then he goes to the Middle East. And he's never been to Moscow as president, never got to go and sleep in the palace or anything like that. He goes to Saudi Arabia, and they bring out the red carpet like there is no tomorrow. I think that red carpet was 3 miles long. And they would keep rolling out more and more and more if they had to keep walking. But it was a full pomp and circumstance. He got treated like the king he thinks he is. So, and I noticed when they were on stage there, one of the first things they did was they got to the palace for a reception, and they were given folders. And Trump looked like a mile across this huge friggin' stage. It was like the stage at Radio City Music Hall. It was like a whole city block long. So he walks all the way across there to his chair and sits down, and they bring out these green folders. Now, Ben Salman has got one, and Trump gets one. So Trump's sitting there, and because he's a child, he can't wait. He opens his a little bit, and he kind of peeks in, and he gets this look on his face. And it was kind of, didn't look happy. So he closed it. And then after they do this weird friggin' signing ceremony that they do, standing there with the royal prince there, Mohammed bin Salman, he's standing there, and he's standing just behind Trump's left shoulder. And this guy walks up, and Ben Salman's got the biggest grin on his face. The hugest grin. And Trump's just standing there doing the polite smiling, right? So this other guy walks up in a suit, and I'm thinking he's like paid protection. I don't know. Maybe he's a private detective or something. I don't know, but he just didn't fit in with the scenario. There was something odd about it. And he handed Trump 3 pieces of paper, and they were just printed out. It's not computer paper. They were in color. And Trump looked at the first one, and you could almost see the color draining out of his face. He slipped it underneath the other ones right away. And these weren't fancy papers. They were folded in half when he got them. So he had to open the folded thing. So he opens it and looks down at it. And like I said, he whips that under the rest. And then he looks at the other, and Ben Salman is almost pissing himself laughing as he's watching him look at those papers. So he gets the third one, and then I think Trump just put them inside his suit jacket. I'm not sure. But Trump had to make a little speech later. And this was still the first day, just maybe an hour or so after he got off the plane. And Trump made like a paragraph, and that was it. There was no weaving and bobbing going on. He just said that he was glad to be there, blah, 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 and they're going to make deals. And that was the end of it. Now, here's where it gets interesting, because I'm wondering, because stroke brain takes over, I watched all this stuff, and for entertainment purposes only, exclusively, no joke, I watched tarot readings. And I watched about 5 of them last night before I went to bed, and all 5 of them from all different parts of the world all came up with the same conclusion, that the budget is going to be severely overhauled in the Senate and sent back, and it's going to happen a few times. Then in August, something is going to start to bubble to the surface, and by September, the roof's going to be blowing off. So that was like one of the last things I heard before I went to bed, and I should stop doing that, because stroke brain takes over. And I went to sleep, and I had the most vivid dream that you would not believe. And in this dream, those papers that Trump got, and this is for entertainment purposes only, I can't stress this enough. In this dream, on those papers was a picture of Trump in a very compromising situation with an underage girl in my brain, in my dream, whatever. And I'm thinking that the Saudis are going to blackmail them to get more arms, get all kinds of stuff, and they can outfit all those organizations in the Middle East, and they're going after Israel. I'm telling you, I got a vivid imagination. When I close my eyes, I never know. But I'm thinking that compromising situation, and this is my dream, that it turns out that it was from Trump's Jeffrey Epstein days in New York. Because some of those girls worked at Mar-a-Lago, and that's where they were recruited from. I've done way too much research, and that's what happens to somebody when you do this stuff all day. It starts to play on your mind. So my brain is going on thinking that. And all I could think of was Katie Johnson. She was a young girl who was about 13 at the time. She got picked up at the bus depot in New York because she wanted to be a model. And funny enough, wasn't Ghislaine Maxwell, wasn't she just the recruiter for all the models for Jeffrey? So she gets in there. But what Trump or none of them other people knew, that when they went into a room with these young ladies, there was cameras and there were bugs everywhere. So apparently Jeffrey had boxes and boxes and boxes of this stuff. And I'm thinking, little Katie Smith, Katie Johnson rather, I'm sorry, was on those pictures that were given to him on that stage in my dream. So maybe the Saudis have picked up where Putin left off, and maybe they're blackmailing him. Maybe. You don't know. I don't know. But sometimes my brain works overtime, and that was my dream. I think the reason why he's in my brain, he's turning his back on Putin because Saudi Arabia will give him more because he's a narcissist and he doesn't care. He doesn't care how much damage it does to anybody else as long as he gets more. He wants what they have. And he knows he can't have it all, but he's not going to stop trying. So anyway, that's the weirdest thing ever when I seen that dream and thought, oh, the Saudi, and I woke up thinking, are the Saudis, did I dream that or did I watch that on TV? But yeah, that was my dream last night. And I'm okay with it. But yeah, that's what's going on. So we'll see what happens in August and September. I don't know. Anyway, Nanny Nana loves you. Be good, be safe. Please take care of you first, and don't take any of this other than with a grain of salt. Please. This is just something I thought I'd do today. I've never done anything this, well, I have done a lot of stupid things, but yeah, this is just one of them, I guess. So anyway, you take care of you first so you can take care of somebody else. I love you. I really love you. So yeah, hangers on, take care of you, and happy Memorial Day. Like I said, we'll do a Memorial Day one later. I love you all. Don't forget to love me, like me, share me, and please subscribe to my channel.